Hi there. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
And my name is James Maynard, otherwise known as the Songbird. And I'm handling the chat tonight. And what's the name of this show, Beth?
Right. Are you going to tell people where they have landed?
Yes.
There it is. It says right there.
Lighting the way, Granny Raps and Rocks.
Indeed. So we're always happy when people come on time so that you don't miss any part of the show. Otherwise, you come in the middle and you say, what the heck is she talking about? And here we are. So we broadcast every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And that is when we broadcast live. And I forgot to turn this on here. So anyway, that's when we broadcast live. And but you can always listen to us later. You can comment now. But you can also comment afterwards. If you are live and you comment now, then I can chat with you live. And it looks like we already
have several comments here. Catalina says good evening and sends a heart of love, musical notes, and namaste. Thank you, Catalina.
Lovely.
Blanquita says hello, Beth and James, and sends a heart of love. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Blanquita. Bienvenidos.
And Elizabeth says hello there, and she sends a heart and caring and applause.
Thank you.
Oh, and Vasily
Yes.
has sent a message he's from the Ukraine. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Vasily.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So happy to see you here already. Yes. Okay. So the topic is, when do I sabotage myself and why? So, oh, look, we have another lovely...
Oh, Karen says hello, Beth and James, and sends a couple of green hearts of loving friendship.
Hello, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, my God. So many good friends here. So, I want to tell you something. This was really a very personal thing that I came to today about myself.
Well.
So, but it doesn't just apply to me. You know, sometimes, do you ever feel really inspired? Oh, yes, I really want to do this something, and we have another...
Oh, and Tracy says, hola. And she sends a wave of hello.
Hola back.
And sends caring as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Tracy. Lovely.
Hola.
Ooh, I feel so warm and friendly. Okay, so sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm so inspired to do something. Oh, I really want to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it. I really am going to do it. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, well, what was I thinking? It's too expensive or something. I don't have the time. I don't have something. And sometimes it's something like, oh, I have to fight the insurance company and I'm really, revved up. And then suddenly it was like, oh, well, I'm not going to win anyway. And so, you know what I mean? Like up and down and up and down. And so I've been going through that majorly big time lately about some keyboards, but that's not the story I'm going to tell you. What turned everything around today was the blueberries.
Did you find your thrill on Blueberry Hill?
I did, and here is another friend.
Amy says hi, thank you, and love you too. Thank you, Amy.
Hello, Amy. Welcome. So what it was for the longest time, well, James does all the cooking because all I do is occasionally get dressed and play the piano.
And counsel.
And oh, hello, we have another one.
And Aiden says hello. Hello, Aiden.
Hello, Aiden. So, great. So, as I say, I can't do anything physical, really. So,
we have another message. Vasily. And he says, I love your music, Major. Sends a heart of love. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you. So, anyway, so I'm eating so James cooks, and he shops, and he washes the dishes, and he cooks for the dogs and all of that. So, naturally, I feel very dependent on James, wouldn't you? Because if he didn't do that, I would sit there and think about eating and not be able to do it. So I'm very dependent. So forever, he will bring me food and with blueberries, because that's one of the few, that is the only fruit that I'm allowed to eat, and I can only have a few, is blueberries. And so frequently, when I get my blueberries, they are moldy, they are wrinkled, they are kind of miserable specimens. And I'm not trying to tell on James today.
But they're old.
They're old, like we are.
they're
You know,
past-
we're crinkled and
They're-
wrinkled too.
Yeah, they're over a week old, and
They're past their prime.
yeah.
So, and I have said to James over and over, James, don't buy so much produce because all of the produce is gonna get by the time
They
we
lose
get
a
to
lot
it.
of life force.
Lose all the life force. Like, what are we eating these vegetables for if they have no life force? And this goes on all the time. And then, of course, when he brings home the new stuff, he has to give us the old stuff first so that we're always eating old stuff. And so today I was sitting there, and there was mold on the blueberries. It looked very suspicious. They were wrinkled. They were like the worst I've ever seen. And I was eating them, right?
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Oh, hello, namaste. I'm Rabbi Shamling Rai from Kathmandu, Nepal. And nice music.
Thank you. So, anyway, I stopped. Finally. Because I've been complaining about this forever. And I said, I'm not eating these.
Right.
I said, I'm not eating these. Now, what did it take me? Now, I have terrible health. I really need to be eating old, wrinkled, and moldy food.
So I'm taking it that this is an example of self-sabotage or accepting self-sabotage.
That is correct. That is correct. And I started thinking about that. And at the same time, I was very excited about some keyboards that I thought I might be able to play. Maybe, because I can't usually play keyboards. They're too hard on my body, but this is supposed to be a special action, and there are two keyboards and I wanted to buy both of them. But I can't tell James. We don't have that kind of money. I mean, really, it's ridiculous. They're both very expensive, so I'm saying, well, maybe I should get this one. Maybe I should get that one. Maybe I should get. And then this morning, I got so depressed and so messed up, and I didn't know why. I was just like, ugh. I couldn't even use my arm. Thank God we got to the doctor yesterday because I was completely crippled. And all of a sudden I said, if money were no object, I'd buy them both. Then we could see if either of them is going to work. And they're very different, and I would, I really want, but I couldn't admit that I really wanted them both. No, I couldn't possibly say that. I mean, it's stupid. Okay, so now, what do keyboards have to do with blueberries?
I wonder.
Are you sitting on the edge of your seat? I finally realized that we talked to God, and we got the question of, why have I been eating the moldy blueberries or the crumpled vegetables? And sometimes the vegetables are so old that I can barely chew them.
Because they're tough.
They're tough. And I have problems with my teeth, my digestion. And I realized, well, I didn't want to hurt James. But I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I mean, how could I tell him no? After all, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be eating anything, right? So self-interest told me, shut up and eat. So I would say something every once in a while, but I never said, no, I'm not eating this.
Ooh.
This was a first.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not
serious
eating.
Here.
It's getting very serious. And there's other things like that happen to me all the time where I really the answer is no, but I just I don't want to hurt their feelings. So I was like, oh yeah, I can't hurt their feelings. And not only that, I'm dependent on them. Oh, if it's a client, maybe they'll stop with counseling and then we have no income, or with James, he won't. So all of a sudden, I am sabotaging myself. You got this?
Yeah.
I am making myself sick and weak when I'm already sick and weak because I don't want to hurt his feelings, or because I'm afraid that he won't cook for me anymore. Well, I'm not willing to take a chance, right? But today I said, that's it. I'm going to take a chance. Taking a chance on me. taking a chance on me. Anyway. Well, okay, now I'm making a point. I hope you get it. So I'm going to tell you another story, and then we're going to put this all together. I hope.
Right.
All right. So the other story is my mother and father were both, like, they grew up in the Depression. They came from immigrant Eastern European Jewish family, both of them very poor. And my mother had to go to high school to learn how to type and do accounting as a commercial diploma. My father dropped out of high school in the 10th grade to support his family, So it was bad. I felt bad for them, right? And then late in life, my mother went and she got her general education diploma. She must have been in her 60s when she did this. I wasn't around. And then she started to go to college. In New York City at that time, you could go to college. It was free, right? And my father insisted on driving her. And he would sit outside the classroom and wait for her while she took her classes. And how did she feel about that? Guilty, 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 guilty. So what did she do? She dropped out of school. And I looked at that and said, Mother, that is so stupid. But that's no more stupid than eating rotten blueberries, is it? I mean, maybe it's even less stupid. So, wait, you haven't gotten to the best part yet. What I realized is this. You see, I'm a fighter, right?
Yeah.
I will stand up. I would stand up to the boss. I stood up to the police. I stood up to the secret police in Haiti. I mean, I have put my life on the line over and over for a cause, but not for me. Not for me. Oh, no. So what happens for me? Let's say I have a client who doesn't like what I'm saying. Well, I will take a risk. I will risk them leaving me, and they do. I risk them leaving me because it's for their highest good. I will fight with the client, and they will leave. So
because they don't want to accept what you're
they don't want to accept what I'm sharing with them. And I'm an intuitive. I know this is right. Okay, so I will fight. But who am I fighting for?
Them.
Exactly. Now, so I am willing to make my clients crazy, risk them leaving me, which they have, and hurt their feelings for them.
Woo-hoo.
For them.
For them, yeah. But
never for me. Think about that. So I took a different attitude with James. He's a very good sport because I explained the whole blueberry thing and what it meant. And I said, I want those keyboards. And suddenly I had all this energy. I had all this
energy got freed up because you weren't shutting yourself
down.
I
wasn't shutting myself. Now, neither keyboard may work. I know that. I have tried 20 keyboards in my lifetime. I can't play any of them. So, you know what I mean? The likelihood, but these are a fortune, a small fortune, which we really can't afford. But I just feel this like I'm supposed to try to play these keyboards.
Because they have a different action than what you have ever tried before.
Exactly. They have a different synth action, and I'm going to try them. And they are different. And I could actually play the keyboards, right? So that may not seem like a big deal to you, but it is a big deal because it's really destroying the little savings we have. But I'm fighting for it. Why? Because I really feel it's right. It's like, I'm talented. I need musical instruments that will take me into the next decade and maybe really help people. I want to help people, so I want to play these keyboards, but it's also for me. Because I don't know that anybody is going to be impacted. I try. I always try to help people, but people often don't want to be helped, right? But I feel like I remembered my mother giving up on herself, and that's what I was doing. Now, I want you to think about something where you've been fighting, but you're wondering, well, sometimes we shouldn't fight because it's dumb. We're fighting for the wrong thing. It's really a hopeless cause. Like, I'm not going to try to compete in the Olympic skiing event, right? So that's obviously a stupid fight. And then there are other fights. It's just like, it's the wrong time. This isn't the right time to fight for this. Or it's the wrong thing that I'm fighting for. So there are times when we are supposed to just let it go. But how many times are we letting go because we are sabotaging ourselves, because we are afraid of hurting somebody? So it looks like we have another.
Yes, let's have a look here.
He's
I'm
trying to
get
hit
the translation here.
Yeah, and it's not happening.
No,
Here we go.
Says, Basili says, "Oh, what a good musical positive for the whole day. You are the best. Way to go."
Thank
Yay!
you. See,
Basili, you're great.
He is. And he feels the energy of the fight, the energy of being positive. So take a look at the fights that you are wanting to give up on or have given up on. And is it because you really should? Check in with yourself, go to, the higher power, and check in and see whether you are sabotaging yourself. For whatever reason. My reason is 99.9% of the time I don't want to hurt somebody. But as James said, if it's the right thing, I am not hurting them. I may be hurting their feelings. That means I may be actually hurting their egos, right? I do it all the time. And today, it's no. I'm not doing that anymore.
I have another one.
Okay.
Well, in the realm of music, I love music. I love singing music. I love performing music. And yet, I kept dragging my feet, scared of putting myself out there, sabotaging myself, even though
because you're afraid of hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embarrassing myself.
Embarrassing himself, very important. We should never embarrass ourselves. I mean, that's obviously the most important thing.
That hurts the ego.
It does
the
hurt
poor
the
little ego.
See, that's right. So I shouldn't play because he doesn't want to embarrass himself. So go ahead. Continue, James.
Oh, yeah, and this also shows up between you and me, where I can, if I don't want you to progress so much that you're far ahead of me, then I'll have a tendency to sabotage you.
That's right.
With negative energy, resentment,
Indeed.
jealousy,
etc.
And so that sabotages you and me.
It does. So if I say no to the sabotage, if James is sabotaging me, if I can get on the inside, if I could, because when I'm so weak that if we're not connected and things aren't good between us, I'm like, I'm in bed, dead, right? I have no chi. I mean, he is my lifeline. I get chi from James. And if he doesn't like me and he's mad at me, he withdraws that. And it's worse than moldy blueberries. It's like I'm dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to start taking a chance.
You even had that when you woke up this morning.
I did.
And then we had to process and we got clear.
That's right.
And your energy came way up.
It really came up when I realized this. So guys, I want you to think about the things where you're in conflict and see whether or not you're sabotaging yourself, not necessarily for my reasons of not wanting to hurt somebody or not being willing to fight for myself, or necessarily for James' reasons that he's afraid of looking embarrassed. Whatever it is, take a look and see whether or not you have to make the fight. And the fight, in that case, is not against the outside. The fight is against our own habit of sabotaging ourselves. So please put your comments in after the show if you're not here live, and think about what I'm saying. I mean, I'm telling you this because it could help to shift your life. It's not easy. We need support. We love support. We want support.
Well,
and it's
I
hard.
had a whole career where I was sabotaging myself by
That's
even
right.
being in that career.
That's right.
As a lawyer.
You did.
Yeah. Put me through a tremendous amount of stress.
He did.
Anxiety.
And it didn't do you any good anyway.
Right.
I mean, you thought it was going to make you all this money, and it didn't. So in the end, it destroys us, body, mind, and spirit. So love the show. Share this message with your friends, your enemies, anybody who walks the earth. And come tomorrow, Magical Improvisations, Magical Improvs. Beth Green and the Healing Arts Band is going to be performing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here on Facebook. Tell all your friends. Do a watch party. Get them all here.
Yeah.
So, because we're going to be playing our hearts out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and come back every Thursday, and next Wednesday come back for Lighting the Way.
Yeah.
Granny Raps and Rocks.
We'll be playing our hearts out and singing our hearts out.
That's right. He'll be singing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So, thank you for coming and for your comments and
so
your
glad
support.
to have you with us.
We are. We love you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.